What if I told you that the first hour after waking up could quietly shape your future? Whether you stay strong, clear-minded, and independent into your 90s, or slowly fade before your time. Every morning, millions unknowingly make small choices that chip away at their health. Not because they lack discipline, but because no one ever told them how powerful that first hour truly is. But here's the truth. One simple shift in your morning routine can do more for your senior health than a handful of pills or an expensive supplement plan. Let me share a true story. At 65, Walter was watching his friends slow down, suffering heart problems, memory loss, and joint pain. He thought it was normal aging, but then he attended a wellness seminar that changed his perspective. Today at 93, he still drives volunteers and walks without a cane. He swears by one thing: his morning routine. Science backs him up. Harvard studies show that daily habits for longevity, especially those practiced within the first 60 minutes of the day, can slow cellular aging, reduce inflammation, and improve brain health. These aren't secrets, just overlooked choices that people who live healthy after 50 tend to make without fanfare. So ask yourself, could one small change tomorrow morning help you age gracefully, stay mobile, and preserve your independence? If you're over 50 and ready to claim control of your aging journey, hit like, subscribe to Live Healthy After 50 and share this with someone who matters to you. And let us know in the comments, what's the first thing you do when you wake up? Because what happens in the first hour of your day may decide whether you'll thrive into your 90s or not. Now let's dive into the 7 proven morning habits that could quietly extend your life starting tomorrow. Habit number 1, drink water before your feet touch the floor. Most people wake up and head straight for the coffee. Some reach for their phone. But what you do before you even stand up might be the most important decision for your heart, your brain, and your long-term independence. There's a silent danger that builds overnight, something researchers at Harvard have called morning blood sludging. While you sleep, your body loses water through breathing and sweat, and when you wake up dehydrated, your blood becomes thicker like syrup. That makes your heart work harder and your brain more vulnerable. It's one of the most overlooked threats to senior health, and it can slowly lead to damage that shows up years later as fatigue, memory loss, or even stroke. The solution: one simple glass of water right when you wake up. Back in Kentucky, 72-year-old Martha Klein had been dealing with chronic fatigue, brain fog, and signs of kidney dysfunction. Her doctors were preparing her for the possibility of dialysis. She didn't smoke, she ate well enough, and she wasn't on heavy medications. But one thing was missing. At a wellness check, her new physician asked a strange question: "How soon after waking do you drink water?" Martha shrugged. "Maybe mid-morning, after coffee." That's when she learned that starting the day in a dehydrated state is one of the fastest ways to stress the kidneys, especially after 60, when our thirst signals naturally become weaker. She made one change. Before getting out of bed, she drank 16 ounces of room temperature water every morning. In just 8 weeks, her kidney markers improved. Her energy came back. She was even sleeping better. Her doctor reviewed the labs twice, then shook his head in disbelief. It wasn't a pill, it wasn't a detox, it was simply timing. For older adults, the daily habit of early hydration acts like a jumpstart for the entire body. It supports blood flow, helps regulate blood pressure, and allows your brain to perform better during the day. Studies published in the Journal of Gerontology show that seniors who hydrate first thing in the morning are 34% less likely to experience brain fog, and their cardiovascular function improves significantly within 3 months. You don't need fancy electrolyte powders or expensive filters. Just one glass of clean water waiting on your nightstand. Not after coffee, not after breakfast. First, this small act sends a powerful signal to your body. It says, "I'm ready. Let's begin the day on the right track." Think about this: after 7 or 8 hours without water, your organs are asking for relief. Ignoring them until mid-morning is like trying to drive your car with the oil light flashing. You might get away with it for a while, but eventually something breaks down. This isn't just about comfort. It's about protecting your brain, your heart, and your kidneys, the core systems that determine how well you age. If your goal is to live healthy after 50, stay sharp, and avoid chronic decline, this is one of the simplest steps you can take. Hydration is the first step in any true senior nutrition guide, and yet it's often the one people overlook. The benefit: it doesn't cost anything. You don't need an app or a reminder, just a little awareness, a new rhythm. Will you try it tomorrow? A glass of water before your feet hit the floor. That's all. Because in the quiet moments right after waking up, Your body's listening, and the choice you make could set the tone for the rest of your life. If this insight helped you rethink your morning, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to Live Healthy After 50 for more simple science-backed habits to support your health. And tell us in the comments, do you drink water first thing in the morning, or is this a habit you'll start tomorrow? Now let's explore the next surprising morning ritual that could help you stay independent and energized for decades. Habit number 2, get natural light within the first 30 minutes. Your body has a master clock, and every single morning it waits for one signal to reset itself: sunlight. Without that signal, your internal systems drift. Hormones become unbalanced, sleep becomes shallow, energy dips by noon, and over time your risk for cognitive decline climbs sharply. According to a long-term study by the National Institute on Aging, seniors who consistently avoid early daylight have a 37% higher risk of developing Alzheimer's-related symptoms after age 70. But the fix is beautifully simple and completely free. Just 10 minutes of real natural morning light is enough to trigger a powerful chain reaction in your brain and body. It tells your circadian rhythm it's daytime. It's time to wake up. It kickstarts cortisol at the right levels, helps regulate melatonin for the night ahead, and improves everything from blood pressure to memory. It's a core foundation of over 60 wellness and one of the most overlooked tools in modern life. Let me tell you about Frank. He's 76, lives in Oregon, and had been struggling with sleep for decades. He tried sleep aids, meditation, even blackout curtains. Nothing worked long-term. His energy was fading, and he often felt groggy even after a full night's sleep. Then his doctor gave him a suggestion he didn't expect. Tomorrow, step outside within 30 minutes of waking. Just sit in the light even if it's cloudy. Frank did exactly that. Every morning with his coffee, he'd sit on the front porch for 10 to 15 minutes. That was it. Within 2 weeks, he noticed the change. He was falling asleep faster at night and staying asleep. His blood pressure dropped. And by week 4, the afternoon crash he'd grown used to was gone. His daughter even said, "Dad, you sound like yourself again." This isn't a miracle, it's biology. Your brain has specialized receptors called melanopsin cells located behind your eyes. They detect natural blue light from the sun. When triggered early in the day, these cells reset your body clock and improve mood-focused metabolism and sleep-wake cycles. The problem is indoor light just isn't strong enough. Even a brightly lit room can't match what you get outdoors. On a cloudy day, natural light is still 50 to 100 times more powerful than artificial lighting. This is why it matters for anyone who wants to age gracefully, not just live longer, but live better. People in long-lived regions like Okinawa and Sardinia naturally get morning sun as they tend gardens or take short walks. It's not a chore, it's part of life. If mobility is a concern, don't worry. Sitting near an open window helps. Or in the winter months, consider a medical-grade light therapy lamp. Aim for 10,000 lux intensity, placed about 16 to 24 inches from your eyes, used within 30 minutes of waking. But whenever possible, choose the real thing. Natural sunlight not only boosts your circadian rhythm, it lifts your spirit. It literally tells your body it's a good day to be alive. And it's not just about sleep or mood. This single habit supports longevity tips backed by science. A Yale study found that older adults who got consistent morning light had lower inflammation markers and improved cognitive performance over 5 years. So tomorrow morning, don't stay in the dark. Step outside. Sip your tea near a window. Let the light hit your eyes, not through sunglasses, not through glass if possible, but directly. Because your body's listening, and it's waiting for that one cue to start the day with balance, energy, and clarity. If you want to age with purpose, stay sharp, and protect your memory after 60, this habit belongs in your morning. If this inspired you to greet the sun with intention, hit like and subscribe to Live Healthy After 50. And let us know in the comments, what's your morning routine and will you be stepping outside tomorrow? Habit number 3, gentle movement before breakfast. The first few minutes after waking up may be the most powerful window to protect your joints for the next decade. What you do before that first bite of food, before your coffee, before your emails can either reduce pain or quietly invite inflammation. And for older adults, that decision is often the difference between staying mobile or slowly losing independence. You don't need an hour-long workout. You don't need to go outside or change into gym clothes. Just 5 to 7 minutes of gentle movement before breakfast has been shown to stimulate synovial fluid, the natural lubrication inside your joints, and kickstart anti-inflammatory processes that protect cartilage and slow down deterioration. At age 68, Linda Pearson from Flagstaff, Arizona, was facing a knee replacement. Years of aching joints and stiffness had made stairs feel like mountains. Her orthopedic surgeon warned her, "You'll likely need surgery by spring." But Linda's physical therapist suggested one change. Start the day with just a few minutes of slow, mindful movement before eating anything. She began with simple motions, ankle circles while sitting on the edge of the bed, slow hip rotations, shoulder rolls, light stretches, a forward bend she could barely hold at first, but she kept going. By the end of 3 months, the pain that once kept her up at night had faded. The surgery was postponed indefinitely. She was gardening again, walking her dog without limping, and all it took was 7 minutes before breakfast. This isn't luck, it's science. A study from the Mayo Clinic found that older adults who engaged in light joint mobility exercises before eating had a 65% reduction in inflammatory markers tied to arthritis progression. This gentle movement activates a process called autophagy, a kind of cellular housekeeping that clears out damaged proteins and reduces stiffness. For those seeking senior health strategies that actually work, this habit is one of the most practical. Start with what feels doable. Sit up in bed and roll your wrists, circle your ankles, sway side to side while standing, reach overhead, swing your arms gently like a pendulum. You're not trying to break a sweat, you're waking up the systems that keep you standing tall. Why before breakfast? Because movement in a fasted state activates different hormonal signals, one's linked to repair balance and long-term joint integrity. Waiting until after breakfast or after coffee often means the window has closed. The stiffness sets in, and the opportunity fades. It's a small commitment, but it can give you a big return. Just like brushing your teeth, this can become a ritual, a quiet moment each morning when you check in with your body and say, "I'm still here, I'm still moving." Experts in aging gracefully advise consistently emphasize mobility over muscle. After 60, the goal isn't lifting heavier, it's moving better, more fluidly, without pain. And the good news, you don't need equipment, you don't need a trainer, you just need to show up for your body for 5 minutes before food hits your system. Will you try this tomorrow? Will you take a few deep breaths, gently roll your shoulders, and give your joints what they're asking for? Because aging well isn't about avoiding time, it's about honoring it. If this helps shift how you think about movement, give this video a like, subscribe to live healthy. After 50, and share in the comments, what's the first stretch or motion you'll do tomorrow morning? You might be surprised how far 5 minutes can take you. Habit number 4, breathe for 30 seconds before breakfast. It's the habit no one talks about, but nearly every long-lived person shares. Not stretching, not supplements, breathing. Just 30 seconds, no equipment, no cost. Yet it may be the single most powerful tool for lowering stress, reducing inflammation, and triggering your body's natural repair system before the day even begins. Most people don't realize it, but the way you breathe in the morning sets the tone for your nervous system all day. If you wake up tense, shallow breathing becomes your default. Your body stays in fight or flight mode, raising blood pressure, tightening arteries, and accelerating aging on a cellular level. But if you take half a minute to breathe with intention, you flip the switch. You activate the parasympathetic nervous system, your body's built-in rest and heal response. That's the secret behind the 4-7-8 technique. It's not trendy, it's science. Inhale slowly through your nose for 4 seconds. Hold for 7, exhale gently through your mouth for 8. Repeat 4 times. That's it, just 4 cycles. Studies from Harvard and the University of Arizona have shown this specific pattern stimulates the vagus nerve, linked to better digestion, lower inflammation, and increased heart rate variability, one of the most reliable markers of long-term healthy aging. For older adults looking to reduce medication, improve sleep, and protect brain function, this is among the most accessible and effective natural health for seniors. Take Robert, 74, from Pennsylvania. For years, he'd battled high blood pressure and anxiety. He didn't want to add another prescription, so his doctor suggested a morning breathing practice. Skeptical but willing, Robert set a goal: 30 seconds each morning, immediately after getting out of bed. 3 months later, he was off one of his medications. His blood pressure readings had stabilized. But more than that, he felt better, less foggy, more steady. His mornings didn't feel rushed. They felt anchored, and all it took was breath. The beauty of this habit is how gentle it is. You don't need to be athletic. You don't need to be flexible. You don't even need to leave your bed. But what you do need is awareness. Most people over 60 take in less than half the oxygen their lungs are capable of delivering. Over time, that shallow breathing wears down your resilience. It becomes harder to think clearly, harder to stay calm, harder to bounce back. This habit rewrites that pattern. It reminds your body what deep, nourishing breath feels like, and it tells your cells we're not in crisis. We're safe. We can begin repair. If you're looking for real grounded senior health tips, this might be the simplest start. No noise, no pressure, just your breath and your willingness to pause. Tomorrow morning before breakfast, before screens, before anything, sit quietly. Close your eyes. Place one hand over your belly, feel it rise, count slowly, and breathe. Because there's one thing every person over 90 says they've learned with age: slowing down is not weakness, it's wisdom. If this gave you a new perspective on how mornings can shape your health, click like and subscribe to Live Healthy After 50. And tell us in the comments, have you ever tried a breathing routine in the morning? Would you try it now? Your breath is always there. The question is, are you using it to heal? Habit number 5, a protein and fiber-rich breakfast. What you put on your plate each morning can quietly shape your blood sugar, brain function, and energy for the next 24 hours. And if you're over 60, it may even determine whether you face chronic illness or reverse it. The typical breakfast toast with jam, maybe a quick coffee, or a muffin grabbed on the way out the door. But here's the problem. Those refined carbs digest fast. They spike insulin, then crash your energy. And over time, they train your metabolism to store fat, increase inflammation, and invite prediabetes. There's a better way. One that's been proven in clinical studies and is a core recommendation in every serious senior nutrition guide. Start your day with protein and fiber. That means instead of toast, try eggs. Instead of sugary cereal, go with oats or chia pudding. Add greens if you can. A handful of berries, some avocado. The difference this makes isn't subtle, it's measurable. Robert, 67, from North Carolina, learned this the hard way. His A1C was creeping up. His doctor warned him he was entering the danger zone. You're not overweight, the doctor said, but your numbers are moving fast. You've got 2 years, maybe less, before full diabetes sets in. Robert didn't want meds, so he worked with a nutritionist. The only change, he made breakfast. He swapped out his daily bagel and coffee for a bowl of oatmeal topped with walnuts, flax seeds, and a scoop of Greek yogurt. Added half an avocado. Within 4 months, his blood sugar was back in the normal range. No drugs, no strict diets. And it wasn't a miracle, it was simply better fuel. According to the Journal of Clinical Endocrinology, older adults who eat a protein-rich breakfast experience better insulin sensitivity throughout the day. And fiber, it slows digestion, supports gut health, and feeds the good bacteria that regulate inflammation. This is exactly why so many doctor tips for older adults focus on morning meals. After fasting all night, your first food tells your body what kind of day it's going to have. Will it run steady or crash by noon? Here's a simple formula. Choose 1 high-quality protein: eggs, Greek yogurt, or plant-based options like tofu or protein powder. Add a fiber-rich food: oats, chia seeds, leafy greens, or berries. Include a healthy fat: avocado, nuts, olive oil, or almond butter. Avoid white bread, pastries, and anything labeled low-fat but high in sugar. And skip the empty coffee. If you drink it, pair it with real nutrients. If you're not hungry in the morning, that's okay. Try a smaller portion or a smoothie with greens, protein, and fiber. The key is consistency. This is about setting your metabolism for stability, not spikes. It's about honoring the fact that after 50, our digestion changes. Our insulin response changes. But our ability to respond with smarter choices that never fades. And if you've already been diagnosed with prediabetes or insulin resistance, this habit is one of the most powerful non-medication tools available. Doctors are now recognizing that changing just 1 meal a day, especially breakfast, can reverse early metabolic decline. So tomorrow morning, ask yourself, will this meal fuel repair or speed up the wear and tear? Because every bite you take is casting a vote for the future you want. If this helped you see breakfast differently, hit like, subscribe to Live Healthy After 50, and share in the comments. What's one thing you'll add to your morning plate tomorrow? You're not just eating, you're investing in your health, one forkful at a time. Habit number 6, morning social connection. There's one thing every long life has in common, and it's not diet, exercise, or genetics, it's connection. Human contact, a real voice, a moment of warmth, especially early in the day. And the science backs it up. According to the Harvard Study of Adult Development, the longest-running health study in history, People over 50 who engage in some form of meaningful connection in the morning have a 29% lower risk of all-cause mortality. That means just 5 minutes of social interaction could be more powerful than quitting smoking, more powerful than taking another supplement. Why? Because isolation doesn't just affect the mind, it changes the body. When we feel alone, stress hormones rise, blood vessels constrict, the immune system weakens. Over time, it chips away at resilience. It accelerates decline. That's why researchers now rank chronic loneliness as a health risk on par with obesity or high blood pressure. But connection, even brief, reverses that. Mornings matter most. That's when your brain is setting its emotional tone for the day. When you exchange warmth with another person, your nervous system releases oxytocin, sometimes called the bonding hormone. That one moment helps regulate blood pressure, improves digestion, and even supports memory. Joanne, 81, lives alone in a quiet part of Minnesota. After her husband passed, mornings became the hardest part of her day. The house felt still, too still. Her sleep worsened. Her appetite dropped. She felt like she was drifting. Then a neighbor suggested something simple. Every morning at 7:30, they'd call each other. Just to check in. No long conversations. Sometimes just, "Good morning. How did you sleep?" That was all. But the effects were profound. Joanne started sleeping better. She felt lighter, stronger. Her daughter noticed she seemed more herself again. "It's strange," she said. "Just hearing someone's voice each morning reminds me I'm not invisible." This habit doesn't need to be complicated. You can call your son, text your neighbor, wave to someone on a walk, chat with the barista when picking up coffee. If you live with someone, take a moment, look them in the eyes, and share one real thought before the rush of the day. It's one of the most powerful senior health tips that doesn't require a prescription. You don't need to be a social butterfly. You don't need a big circle. One consistent connection, 5 minutes or less, can shift your biology. A 2020 study in the Journal of Healthy Aging found that older adults who engaged in morning social activity had higher heart rate variability and lower inflammatory markers than those who waited until later in the day. It's not about how many people you connect with, it's when you do it. This matters more after 60, because that's when many people begin to lose their daily interactions. Kids grow up, work ends, the front door doesn't open as often, but your body still needs that connection. It's wired for it. So tomorrow morning, make space for one simple moment of connection. Not scrolling, not just watching TV. A voice, a face, a shared thought. Because healthy aging isn't just about movement or meals, it's also about meaning. If this habit speaks to you, hit like and subscribe to Live Healthy After 50. And let us know in the comments, who will you reach out to tomorrow morning? You never know. A single good morning might just add years to your life, and someone else's too. Habit number 7, thank your body each morning. This one takes 2 minutes. No movement, no tools, just you, your breath, and a moment of quiet awareness. Place your hand gently over your heart. Take a breath and thank 3 parts of your body out loud with intention. It might sound simple, it might even feel strange at first, but this morning ritual practice consistently can shift your entire nervous system toward healing. Science now shows that directed gratitude, especially when focused on the body, activates areas in the brain tied to resilience, emotional regulation, and long-term immune strength. A Yale University study found that older adults who practiced daily body-based gratitude showed a 23% drop in cortisol, the stress hormone most tied to inflammation and aging. That's not just a good feeling, that's a measurable benefit. Helen, 75, from northern Michigan, had been living with high blood pressure and low energy. Her doctors adjusted medications, but her numbers wouldn't budge. Then a friend from her walking group shared a story about a morning mindset shift that helped lower her own stress and stabilize her blood pressure. Skeptical but curious, Helen tried it. Every morning before breakfast, she placed her hand over her chest. She named 3 parts of her body she appreciated. "I'm thankful for my lungs that still let me sing in the car. I'm thankful for my knees that carried me on yesterday's walk. I'm thankful for my eyes that let me read bedtime stories to my grandson." 2 minutes every day. By month 2, her blood pressure dropped. Her sleep deepened, and the quiet frustration she used to carry, the constant feeling that her body was failing her, started to fade. That's because gratitude isn't passive, it's active repair. When you shift your focus toward what's working, even if it's small, you calm the autonomic nervous system. This improves heart rate variability, lowers inflammation, and supports the vagus nerve, which is critical for digestion recovery and emotional balance. It's one of the simplest natural health for seniors habits you'll ever find, and one of the most overlooked. This isn't about ignoring what hurts. It's about remembering that your body is still showing up for you every single day. That same heart that's been beating since the day you were born. The feet that carried you through decades. The hands that held your child's. The lungs that breathed through both joy and grief. These things deserve thanks. And when you thank them, your body listens. A Stanford study on aging found that seniors who practice structured body gratitude were more likely to stick to healthy habits, report higher energy, and show stronger immune function over time. This is one of those longevity secrets you won't find in a bottle, but you will find it in the lives of people who reach their 90s with peace, clarity, and presence. So tomorrow morning, try it. Hand over heart. 3 things. Be specific. I'm grateful for my spine that still lets me stand tall. I'm grateful for my fingers that still tie my shoes. I'm grateful for my heart for never giving up on me. Because gratitude isn't something you feel, it's something you practice. And the more you practice, the more your body begins to trust you again. If this message touched you, please like this video, subscribe to Live Healthy After 50, and share with us in the comments. What part of your body will you thank first tomorrow? You may be surprised how much your body has been waiting just to be seen. You don't need to do it all. You don't need to be perfect. Just start with 2 small habits and you may already be changing the course of your health after 60. Because every morning you have a choice. Stay locked in old routines or give your body a new chance to feel younger, stronger, more alive. The 7 habits you've learned today are simple, but their impact lifelong. Whether it's water before your feet hit the floor, sunlight through the window, or a quiet breath before breakfast, each action is a signal to your body, I care. I'm listening. I'm ready. So choose one, just one. Practice it tomorrow. Then share this video with someone you love, because that one habit might be the gift that keeps them thriving to 90 and beyond. If this inspired you, like the video and subscribe to Live Healthy After 50 for more longevity tips and senior home remedies you can use every day. If this helped you, don't forget to subscribe. Your health is your greatest wealth.